All right, let's talk about it. PayPal announces $530 million commitment to support black businesses, strengthen minority communities, and fight economic inequality. That's pretty big. That's pretty huge. Now let's talk about the breakdown, because I want this video to be centered around the breakdown of these numbers. If you can get a piece of the pie, get a piece of the pie. But understand the breakdown as well, and that's going to be a powerful piece to the puzzle. 530 million, that's half a billion, a little bit over half a billion, so it's nothing to sneeze at. I won't bore you with reading some of the things listed. I'm more so concerned about the breakdown. You can take time out and check this out. I'll try to link below, but basically what they want to do is, now let's go ahead and talk about it, because there's some highlights that I want to hit right here where it says, far too long black people in America have faced deep-seated injustice and systemic economic inequality. Black lives matter, and we need to drive transformative change. We must take decisive action to close the racial wealth gap that sustains this profound inequity, says Dan Schulman, president and CEO of PayPal. And they basically saying they're uniquely positioned to help in this area. We've listened to the leaders in the black communities about challenges facing black business owners and the support and investments needed to sustain black-owned businesses and create long-term economic opportunity. So what they want to do is just implement some things that can help push and make progress towards economic equality and social justice. But let's talk about the breakdown, because this is important to note to see if it's somewhere you can benefit, and also see where their biggest motive is centered around the 530 million, which you can't knock them. They're a business. They're smart as it relates to what they do with their money. A portion of it is going to be $10 million, and that's going to be to fund it's going to fund economic empowerment or empowerment grants to black-owned businesses impacted by COVID-19 or civil unrest. If you remember, the government did something similar, and they're going to do it as well. And, of course, it may be a benefit on their end from a tax deduction standpoint. But the fact of the matter is there's $10 million that some black-owned business can get that was impacted by COVID. Now, $10 million may only be 1,000 people receiving $10,000 or whatever the breakdown is. So if you haven't applied, go ahead and do so. If you fit the description of it, make sure you fit the description. They're strict on it not being a network marketing company. It has to be a business that qualifies, and the instructions are pretty cut and dry. So once you go to this site, make sure you check it out, and if you fit the qualifications, apply. Do not apply if you know you don't fit the qualifications. This is not what that is about. Just want to break it down. So the fund will be managed in partnership with the Association for Enterprise Opportunity, a leading national nonprofit expanding economic opportunity for black entrepreneurs through its Tape Street project. Interested businesses can apply for a grant here. So you see the site right there where you can apply for the grant. Type it in or click it if you have access to this website, and go ahead and apply if you fit. And just make sure that you understand that it will be managed in partnership with that association. $5 million will be to fund for program grants and employee matching gifts for PayPal nonprofit community partners that are working to strengthen black business owners by providing them with microloans, technical assistance, information mentoring, access, and digital solutions to speed their recovery from impact of the pandemic. Local partners. So basically, they're going to partner with companies who are already geared towards strengthening black business owners. So they got, basically PayPal's nonprofit community partners that are working to strengthen black business owners, and this fund will go towards companies that are already in motion doing those things as well. Local partners are best positioned to know the needs of their communities, and these grants are intended to catalyze and further empower the necessary work they're already doing is to sustain black-owned business. Initial organizations receiving grants through the fund include, so they already have some listed that are already included in this. So check those out if you haven't already. If you know anything about them or would like to know about them, feel free to check them out. Now, as a part of this, the company will expand the PayPal Gives employee matching gifts program. PayPal will match $2 for every dollar employees donate, for $10 for every volunteer hour dedicated to racial and economic justice efforts in local communities, up to $500,000. So that's pretty powerful if you break that down and understand it. Now, this is the part that I kind of, I had my thoughts on. The biggest bulk, because we're talking about 530 million, the biggest bulk is going to this area here. $500 million will be in commitment to create an economic opportunity fund to support and strengthen black and underrepresented minority businesses and communities over the long term, and designed to help drive financial health, access, and generational wealth creation. This initiative will include bolstering the company's relationships with community banks and credit unions, serving underrepresented minority communities, as well as investing directly into Black and minority-led startups and minority-focused investment funds. Startup and investment funds are invited to express interest to the PayPal Ventures team here. So basically, and I kind of stopped there. And you'll see that another $15 million is going towards strengthening its internal diversity inclusion programs to foster awareness in certain things. But, you know, you see the breakdown. But what I really want to highlight about the 500,000 or the 500 million, $500 million, is that this is an investment into the Black-owned business. And it's pretty smart. I know it's going to benefit a lot of Black businesses, but it's smart on PayPal's end because they're not doing this just out of charity. That 500 million is strategically going to be placed in the hands of Black businesses that are either startups or other Black-centered venture capital funds that are investing in Black startups or ideas that Blacks may have that have the high potential of being very profitable. The reason why I say PayPal is smart in this is because at this time, a lot of Blacks are, you know, kind of waking up, rising up and partnering up and understanding the importance of really doing things yourself, taking matters into your own hands. And in a way, PayPal is saying, I don't want to miss out on the growth that is about to take place in the Black community. Let me put 500 million towards the Blacks, their startup, their ideas, their businesses. And as a venture, when you profit as a Black-owned business, so will PayPal. So I love the fact that some businesses will benefit, but that is just something to think about. You know, they're not doing it just to support. They're doing it because, you know, they want to profit from the growth. That's not a bad thing. That's a business move. And we have to understand how to think like that in this capitalistic society ourselves. So it's not any fault on them, just an awareness point that should stand out to you, stood out to me, but I salute them. And it may be a smart thing to consider looking into their stock. You know, PayPal may have a growth in stock from this move that they're making. So it might be worth considering. I consider looking at it and seeing where it's at myself. But that's really what I wanted to do. Just go over the breakdown and highlight that 500 million, which is that big $500 million. Do your own due diligence, look into it, do your research, see if it fits you. If it doesn't, if you're interested, if you're not, if you want in on some PayPal stock, whatever it is you have in mind, do it. That's all I have for now in this video. Apologize for the interruptions, but I wanted to get this video out because it was on my mind and I hadn't heard anybody talk about it from that perspective just yet. That's all I got. Mr. Smith, 0.5 of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, signing out.